Hello and welcome back to one of our mini training sessions on Workbooks CRM. And in this one, we're going to cover queues. Queues allow you to more efficiently distribute work, set priorities, track progress across your company or organization and what's going on there. So whether you're handling support tickets, if you're using the cases feature of Workbooks, or managing sales leads, I guess most people would be managing sales leads in their Workbooks CRM system, or coordinate projects and activities. Queues can really help your team's productivity and share out the workload. Of course, the default in any CRM system is when you have an example of, for example, a task or an activity or record, it's one person that's got ownership of that task or that record. But there might be situations where you've got a team or department that you allocate something to that group, and you let them sort it out, or they know the process for then who's going to run with that activity, grab that activity, and run with it and take ownership of that activity going forwards. So in this session, we're going to use a lead process, a very simple lead process, and the allocation of that lead as an example scenario. So hello, my name is Tim Wilmot, joined by my colleague Stuart Lawrenson-Hind, and our company Wizard Systems. We're a leading independent CRM solutions provider of systems like Workbooks, and we help our organizations use simple and affordable solutions like Workbooks to help them with their sales, marketing, and customer service productivity. So thanks those of you on here live for our little mini training session, part of our regular series of sessions that we normally run on a Wednesday, focusing on different topics. And I say this one, we're going to cover queues. So the audio part of this call is one way only. If you've got a question, pop that into the question section on your meeting control panel, and Stuart and I will try and do our best to answer those at the end. But over to you, Stuart.
So, as Tim mentioned, when you start handling leads, it can seem a little daunting. With Workbooks, it doesn't need to be. It's got an excellent lead management system. And again, as you mentioned, the first thing you want to do is decide who deals with these new leads. And one of the best features in Workbooks for this is a queue. And a queue is just a group of relevant users. Now, I'm going to go with leads, but this could be a support team, an admin team, wherever. In fact, you can use queues for most record types in Workbooks. Again, we'll use sales for this one. So simple scenario, this system has some leads that need assigning, and at present, when a new lead is created, it is assigned to a queue, the default unassigned queue, and that doesn't help anyone. So how can we make this better? And that's where queues come in. And they're built and managed from the record type's own landing page. You see, this is the leads landing page, the green edges to it. And on the left-hand side, I have queue control here. The first option are all the queues that within leads that me as a user, I have access to. And the second one, again, provided I've been given the authority to do it, is to be able to manage them and create new ones. So I want to create a brand new lead. To deal with these unassigned leads, I want to make a better queue to deal with. So what I do is I click on New Sales Lead. I give it a name. I'll call this Sales Team. I can put a description in here if I want to explain it to people. There is an option down here called On Assignment, and it sort of allows you to share a policy on this, and it sort of allows you to set rules when a lead is added to this queue. Most people don't use it. It just means that you may want to make something read-only. In fact, it's probably just as easy just to show you the various drop-downs. They give you some options here out of the box, or of course you can make your own. I'm not going to go with that. So what I'm really here to do is put people in this list. And I click subscribe. Now I'm going to add Alex and Alison and add them. And I'm also going to go and add my user in this system, Tony, and I'll add Tony to it as well. And that's it. If I click save and close, the new lead queue is there. And as I mentioned, really quick and really easy. If I now go to my queue, the allowed in this queue, we can see this in action. I go back to this leads. And what I'll do is, just for speed, these two unassigned ones, I'll drop into the queue. Sales lead, let's put Adam in there as well, as he's unassigned at the moment. Make this better managed. Sales lead. Do that. Now when I go back to my queue, you'll now see there are two sales leads in there. And if I want to see what these are, I can click into this queue, and there they are. I can see with them. I can then open them up. I can say, oh, Abigail, I'll take Abigail. Assign that to me. That's now my record. Leaving one left to be dealt with by members of that queue. So I'm just going to close that for now. Well, one last little thing about these queues is how do you know something's been entered into a queue? And that's controlled by this little pencil on the right hand side. And you can edit your notifications. If I click that, by default, it tells you there, notify me when, and it's saying sales leads are added to the sales lead queue. So as new records come in, I'll be notified with the pop-up on screen to say a new lead has been added. I could also tick the box to say when a lead has been removed from that queue. So again, you can decide who is in a queue and decide how people see records coming in and out of a queue. There you have it. Creating a simple queue and adding users to it, and then adding records to that queue. And with that, it's back to Tim.
Thanks, Fresh. So a real life example there of a company taking sales leads, and maybe you've got a bunch of people that handle new inquiries and a way of routing, allocating that sales inquiry or a bunch of sales inquiries to a group of people, a queue. And as Stuart said, it could be that queue feature, the queue function can be rolled out to other parts of workbooks as well. But I guess sales leads would be a typical area where, or business development, where you're allocating a bunch of leads to a group of people. Maybe you've gone to a show or some kind of marketing activity, and there's lots of leads to follow up on there, a way of giving them to a group of people. So thanks very much, Stuart. Now, as we normally do, we cover a little Q&A for you on this feature. If you've got any questions about this, just while you think of any questions, just to recap, I know most of you on here live are very aware of us and worked with us for many years. So we are, as I say, we are just CRM people, and we handle a number of different CRM products. We, as regards workbooks, we cover the complete service around it, providing the provisioning the product, implementing it, customizing to requirements, giving you training, your place, our place, or online, whichever's best for you, or a combination of that. And then the ongoing help desk support. So you're not on your own. We're here in the background to help you and advise you on any questions going forwards. Yeah, I think there's a few questions in here, Stuart. So first question from Sean. Can a queue be one person, as we change sometimes the name of the person who's in charge of leads? So yeah, I guess that would happen in a smaller organization where maybe you just rotate the person that does that thing, and maybe after a few weeks it changes to someone else, or a holiday period maybe. Yes, what do you reckon to that, Stuart?
Yeah, the answer is yes, you can. It would make sense when you're trying to manage the queue as part of any workflows or automation, that you could assign the automation to the queue and not to a person, and then move people in and out of the queue as you see fit and the any automation and workflows would work quite happily.
Okay, right, Amy, how does the queues feature integrate with Workbooks CRM's reporting tools? Can we generate performance metrics based on queue management and task completion rates? It's a good one.
Wow. Okay. Yes, like most things in workbooks, it can be reported on. The queue, it still makes use of the assigned to field. So if you're reporting on assigned to, you could pick where the assigned to is that queue, perhaps how long it's been in that queue you want to report on, how many days since it's been there, or yeah. I suppose the simple answer is yes, you can. It's still reporting on that field.
Okay, Roger, how can we make sure leads are followed up within 5 days? That's a very relevant one. Yes, you've got a bunch of leads. You want to make sure you've got a process for making sure they're followed up within a expected time frame. So yes, 5 days.
That would probably be a report or dashboard, again, similar to that previous one, where you'd make use of the assigned to field and then how long it's been at either how long it's been in that queue before an alert goes off. So you could say that show me all the records that have been here for 5 days. And again, you can set up alerts and processes to warn you. I think that one might be where a dashboard would come in handy, or maybe even a springboard, of course, which will be on screen all the time, allowing you to keep an eye on that kind of thing.
Yeah, I guess as a user, if that's a key focus of your work, then you want to make sure that's the kind of metric that comes up when you log into Workbooks. And then as a manager, maybe the manager has a similar dashboard to review all leads and, maybe viewing all leads beyond 5 days if they haven't been contacted. So good question there. Question from David. Can you select a queue when synchronizing emails in Outlook using WESS, W-E-S-S, which of course is the Workbooks integration with Outlook, Exchange 365. Yeah, so can you select a queue when synchronizing emails in Outlook?
That would be a good question. That's a very good question, because as far as I'm aware, the WESS is picking up objects. So that would normally be an email address or like a landing page within the system, a lead, a case. That's a very good one. I'm not sure. I want to come down on the side of I don't think so, but I would like to double check that one. That's a very good question.
Yeah, as always, we'll follow up that with you, David. I'm sure it's something that would be relevant to other users as well. That's a great question. I don't think there's any more questions here, Stuart. So let me just bring our event to a conclusion. So thanks very much for watching our little call on queues in Workbooks. Current release is 7.3, which rolled out last weekend. Hopefully you're enjoying that. We're doing some annual CRM reviews right now. So if we haven't been in touch with you and you want us to look at, there's no charge for this, by the way, but you want us to look at the way you're using CRM and make some suggestions for you, then please get in touch with any of us at Wizard Systems to organize that review, which is normally an online call with you via Zoom or Teams. And if you've got any topic suggestions for future Workbooks 101 calls, then please, again, drop us a line if you're a Workbooks user. I think there'll be something of interest to other Workbooks users, then please contact us with your suggestion. So thanks very much for those of you attending live, and we'll catch up with you soon on the next Workbooks 101. Thank you. Bye-bye.